So I tried to study Marvel Rivals Wolverine because I think he's dreamy. And then I hated how it turned out, so I just didn't do the rest of the spread. Yippee! This one is another study of Umiko-chan art on Twitter. Didn't line it. I think it looks perfectly fine as it is. That's all I have to say about that anyway. More horny nonsense with these two. One thing about Bo, he has huge milkers, and I love drawing them. And you can pry them from my cold, dead hand. I did some pin-ups. This one I don't really care for, but this one, I tried inking it, but I was like, no, it's perfect. Just leave it be. But I think I may make it into like something for my store whenever I get to working on that. Just another one, just another kind of like pin-up kind of. I was looking through Tamira's art once again, and I was just like, I'm trying to really channel that. I like the kind of casual but very aesthetically pleasing nature of her art. Studied some horses. I don't really know why, but I did. I think I just really felt like drawing horses. So I just grabbed a couple pictures off Pinterest and highlighter drew some horses. This is a response to another piece that's in another sketchbook. I'll probably just throw it up on screen. But this is Satine. He's definitely changed a lot from his initial design. And they're bros while also each other's hoes. It's a whole thing. Just another kind of casual, like, just a little doodle of Bo doing push-ups while eating some egg on toast. I don't know why. This one, I don't know how I feel about it. I don't think I like it much anymore. Another attempt at doing kind of like some Tamira style pin-up with like food and hot and all that. It's fine. It's fine. More of that. Again, don't really have much to say. Don't love this one either, but it exists and I made it. I am unashamed to say that I love the Scott Pilgrim anime. I guess I'm not like that's not like a controversial thing to say. I love this anime so much. Roxy Richter, she's so me. She's so me. And I tried studying some frames from the show, and then I fucked it up because I'm not good at replicating art styles. So I put sticky notes over them because I was gonna fix them, and then I never did. The end. This is, I think, the first drawing I made of one of my current Sona's Wick. I super have a thing for like 80s metalheads and stuff like that, or like older characters in shows about like kids just wreaking havoc in a neighborhood and having a good time. They come by the video store and I'm like, oh, I've got this new horror movie in. Do you think you're brave enough to... That's a whole other thing. But that's the one I use right now. Some sort of corded poodle Doberman hellhound abomination. I love them very much. They are so me. And I tried to make the proportions more like mine, because if you struggle with self-image issues, then drawing your Sona with accurate features to yourself is supposed to help with that. But then I get too scared and I don't do it. I have feelings about Man Ray from SpongeBob. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't know what I tried to do. Oh, you know what it was? I made a tabletop role-playing character because I don't get to be a player very often. And I recently joined a game and I made a special little guy, but it took me a few tries to like get him down. So this was my first attempt. This was my second attempt, which, God, And this is my third attempt. Took some pose references of like El Desperado off of Pinterest, and originally his name was Sharon. I don't know why I did that because it's not him at all. But then I very quickly changed his name to Ine. He is my special little guy, and I care him. And I this is my baby, and we just started the campaign, but I'm so excited to play as him, and I really put my foot in this design. So if he dies, I die. Moving on. Another one of my teammates' characters, very inspired by Sly Cooper. They're very much a Sly Cooper fan. And I also did some raccoon studies on the other page, but I don't like how any of them turned out. This one, terrifying. Then I tried to do some Sly Cooper and I failed horribly. So they didn't get past highlighter and I just moved on. Another thing you're going to learn about me is I am obsessed. I am obsessed with the 2000 animated movie Alvin and the Chipmunks Meets the Wolfman. Listen, it's a problem. Mainly because they made Lawrence Talbot so fucking hot for no reason. I love him, and I can fix him. And I will not be taking questions at this time. Also, Dave Seville is also very hot in this movie, but I'm more focused on the old man werewolf, as you can tell. This will not be the last time you hear about this movie. Trust and believe that. I tried to be a good noodle and do more art studies and try and improve. I'm not very good at it. Some of these turned out okay. Like, if you give me like this, I can work with that. Skull can't really work with that. Face, realistic face can't really work with that. Tried doing some like facial expression studies on lineofaction.com, which is actually a very good reference if you're trying to learn facial expressions, still life, gesture drawings, anything like that. Like, Line of Action is actually a really good resource for that. This is not sponsored, of course, but of course I'm really fucking bad at this right now because I'm not good at realism. I can't do realism. I'm so sorry to all of the models on that website because I didn't do any of them justice. These are like the slightest little bit better because you can take the class sessions and you can go from like quick gesture studies all the way to like actual like 10 to 30 minute life drawings. Then I started doing figure and gesture studies, and I actually had a great time with these. It was a lot of fun. Do they look perfect? No, but I kind of enjoyed them. This one, I wasn't paying attention to the time because I was panicking, and I scribbled this out in like a minute when I actually had like 5 minutes, and then this was the final one I did. So after that around this time was when I like actually watched Deadpool and Wolverine, and guys, I'm not normal. That movie is a lot, and I really liked it. I watched all of the Deadpool movies. I watched Logan to, prepare for it, and I was not disappointed. I had a fantastic time. So I made a new AU with my characters Alistair and Bo, where they basically have the same dynamic. They hunt each other for sport, and they also fuck absolutely nasty style. And you can never tell when either is happening because there's usually lots of blood. And I was like, I was also struggling with Alistair's hair for a while. It's like, he seems like he would have a mullet, but he also seems like he'd have a mohawk. So I gave him both, and I've just never looked back. this hairstyle is so fun to draw. I do love drawing hair, but I never know what styles to give my characters. So he has the katana. Here's him doing something. A little reference to the Honda Odyssey scene, aka that movie was a sex scene. You cannot tell me any different. They fucked in that Honda. Just some that, and then a reference to the beginning scene of Deadpool and Wolverine. Some highlighter sketches of my boy. I can't draw guns, but I think this was not long after I played a little bit of Zenless Zone Zero and became obsessed with Billy the Kid, who is basically Deadpool but a robot, and I love him and I want him. Billy the Kid, if you're out there, if you can hear me, please save me. Tried doing more doodles myself. I didn't like how any of them turned out. That's that on that. Did some more figure studies. Not much to really say. Did a kind of doodle of something that ended up in my second sketchbook, so you should be seeing that, I don't know when, because I used to be able to fill out sketchbooks in I fill out an entire sketchbook in 2 weeks. This took me around a year. So then we have this, I titled it Head to Head, where, again, enemies with benefits, they fight, they fuck. What else is there to say? I did a little autobiographical, drawing of how much I freaking love food. I love food so much. I love fruit. I love sandwiches. I like burgers. I like sweets. I love it all. Man, I'm so hungry right now. I'm so hungry. Anyway, I forgot how this is oriented. This is probably upside down now. This is a pose based off of this wrestler, who posed for a photo while she was pinning someone with her knee. And I was like, she's so iconic for that. And I have to draw my wrestler doing that. So there's them. And yeah. This is when I realized that, these two fight a lot, and, Bo's a werewolf, and werewolves usually spread their disease, through bites and scratches, and I was like, so what if Alistair also became a werewolf? And I have not done much with this, but trust, now that I'm looking at this again, the brainworms are taking hold, and I'm not going to be normal about this again for a few weeks, so you'll probably be seeing more like this in the future. Tried to do one where Bo was grooming Alistair while they're both kind of wolfing out, and it didn't pan out really, but it looks kind of sus. It looks kind of, but I didn't finish it, so. And I actually kind of ended this sketchbook a little early. There's still a couple pages left, but I had my fun with this one. It was kind of directionless, if that makes sense. I didn't really, it just didn't feel, I don't know. I had my fun with it, and I really wanted to move on to the next sketchbook. And so I ended this one a couple pages early. I may use it for notes or something like that. But if you don't have a sketchbook, you should have one. And I'm going to show you some of my favorite supplies that I like to use when I'm drawing. And I just love collecting art supplies, and, a certain Ginger Ninja may be to blame for that. So first up, I have this, I think it's like a 15 pen set, the Statler multi-fine liner set. Comes in all different colors. I've started using this more in the sketchbook I'm currently using. And I just like using it for accents and just doing fun little designs on my pages to give them more color, to give you more of something to look at. I have these sticky notes. I knocked one of them off the table earlier and I didn't get it. That's for if I make like a mistake, and I can sticky note over them, and I can like just do doodles on them and then stick them in the sketchbook later. My beloved tri-tip eraser, which I plugged earlier. Sorry, this is weird. My setup is real jank right now, so I hope you guys can see this. I bought these 48 color Ohuhus. I haven't gotten too much use out of them because since they are alcohol markers, they bleed like hell. I do have the Ohuhu bleed-proof marker pad, but I think I'm gonna move to that one after I finish my second sketchbook. And then I have the Ohuhu fine liners. Love these so much. It comes in like a 9-pack, I think, but these were the ones that are closest in reach. Some good old Sharpie highlighters. I like the bright liners because they show up super clearly, and I usually draw in the dark because I feel most comfortable when I'm in darkness. Use this pencil. I don't remember what kind this is, but I will look it up and I will put it up on the screen because it is sensational and I love using it. And then I have these tool pens. They come in the pack I got. They have the 2 black and 2 blue, and the ink flow is just amazing, and it draws very smoothly, no matter what paper you're using it on, from what I've noticed. Now, because they're so full of ink, sometimes it does cause ink blots, which can be annoying, but I've only had that happen like 3 or 4 times. And that's it. That's my first YouTube video, sketchbook tour. So thanks for watching, and you know, go out and buy yourself a sketchbook. Bye!